He lay awake night after night, staring at the ceiling, listening to the silence that felt louder than any noise. 3 years had passed like this, 3 years of restless nights, of turning from side to side, of watching the clock crawl toward dawn. Have you ever felt that cruel rhythm when sleep refuses to come and your thoughts become heavier with every passing hour? His name was Michael, and anxiety was his invisible prison. At first, he thought it was temporary, just stress from work, just a phase. But weeks became months, and months became years. Every night was the same, his body exhausted, his mind racing. He feared the morning because it meant facing another day without rest. He feared the night because it meant facing himself. He tried everything. Herbal teas, meditation apps, even counting sheep until numbers blurred. Nothing worked. The more he tried, the more anxious he became. Isn't it strange how the harder we chase sleep, the further it runs away? One night, sitting on the edge of his bed, Michael whispered to himself, "I can't live like this anymore." His hands trembled, his chest tightened. He didn't know that this moment would change everything. But what happened next will surprise you. Instead of searching for another quick fix, he decided to face the truth. His sleepless nights weren't just about sleep. They were about fear. Fear of failing at work. Fear of disappointing his family. Fear of the future. Anxiety had disguised itself as insomnia, but its roots were deeper. The turning point came when he discovered something unexpected. He found a guide that didn't promise instant sleep, but offered steps to understand and control anxiety itself. At first, he doubted. Could words really help when nights felt endless? But desperation has a way of opening doors. He began to read, and slowly he began to practice. Breathing exercises, naming his fears instead of hiding them. Accepting that anxiety was part of him, but not all of him. The first nights were still hard. He lay awake, but now he had tools. He whispered calming phrases, focused on his breath, reminded himself that fear was loud but temporary. He didn't know that these small actions would build a new rhythm. Weeks later, something shifted. He fell asleep, not perfectly, not every night, but enough to feel hope. He realized that sleep wasn't the goal, peace was, and peace begins in the mind. Isn't it powerful to discover that freedom doesn't come from escaping fear, but from facing it? Michael's life began to change. He woke with more energy. He faced work with more clarity. He spoke openly with friends about his struggles and found that many of them carried the same hidden battles. He learned that vulnerability wasn't weakness, it was connection. But there was one discovery that mattered most. He realized that controlling anxiety wasn't about eliminating it, but about transforming his relationship with it. He found a path to overcome fear, and that path is available to you too. The guide, How to Control Anxiety and Overcome Fear, is in the description and in the comments. It's not a miracle, but it can be the beginning of your own transformation. Michael looked back at those 3 years of sleepless nights and saw not just pain, but proof of resilience. He understood that anxiety had tried to steal his nights, but it had also taught him to value his days. He learned that true freedom begins in the mind, and only then appears in life. And now, as you finish this story, remember, you are not alone in your struggle. Anxiety may be loud, but your strength is louder. If this message touched you, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because together, we can turn fear into courage and sleepless nights into mornings of hope.